there! Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits, coming to you from the Recycle Garage in sunny Santa Cruz, California. Hey everyone, this is Liza, and I've had an amazing weekend full of friends and family, and yeah, it's been good. And I even got Emma to work on my bike for me, so that made it even better.
Tra-la-la.
I know. So let's get to who's here in the garage. So we've got some guests sitting in with us tonight who are probably deathly afraid, but that's okay. That's okay. And then we have people who are going to be calling in, zooming in with us soon. So we got a pretty good show. John, you're alive.
I was rode hard and put away wet, but I am here.
God almighty.
That is Stumpy John, back from Stumpistan.
You do, I got to be honest with you, John, you do look a tiny bit the worse for wear.
Really, do I?
Yeah, no, I mean, not in a bad way. You know, not necessarily in a bad way, but I mean, you know, you look like a man who has been through an experience.
He looks like an operator.
I have been,
an operator.
I have been. Pakistan flogged me severely.
Okay.
Well, let's get to who else is here. Joining us for the first time, my cousin, also a rider. It's Thomas.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
On the classy girl couch tonight. Well, you already heard her. It's Miss Emma.
Aloha, darlings. And I'm going to be a day early. Happy birthday, America.
Cheers. Hooray!
Yes.
Hooray!
Yes, absolutely. No, we are recording this in the twilight hours of the 3rd of July. And tomorrow is America's birthday.
Yeah, and today is my dad's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We celebrated that.
Fantastic.
Joining us on the couch, also for the first time, my cousin, who's also a rider. It's Zach.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, you put on the low voice real good. That was good.
What? No.
Sultry.
Sultry,
Get on.
okay.
He's putting the pressure on.
Oh, and I forgot to
Pressure
say,
is on.
Thomas, tell everyone what you ride.
I ride a Honda NC 750X manual transmission, 2018 model year.
Great bike. And
Cool.
Zach, what do you ride?
I ride a 2013 Ninja 300.
Right on.
Nice.
All right. Going around the room, another cousin of mine. It's Clark.
Hello.
Now, Clark, you don't have a motorcycle yet, do you? But you did famously drop my KLR once.
Well done.
It looked better afterwards.
Yeah, I let him sit on it to take a photo, and it fell over.
No,
Yes.
I don't recall.
Yeah. Didn't you go with me to? You went with me to the bike show.
Yeah.
What's the one that Mikey shows at the magazine?
Oh, the Redwood Rumble.
Nope.
Basket case.
Basket case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Clark got to go to the basket case with me a couple years ago.
Oh, that's a good one.
So you got to
That's
be a
very Santa
biker for a
Cruz
day.
scene. Yeah, very Santa Cruz.
Yeah, that was cool. All right, and joining us fully dressed, surprisingly,
Yes.
it's
No
Naked Jim,
Yes, except the Japanese man that Emma has in her hand.
who is represented.
Cheers. Yes. Happy 4th of July. Happy America.
Thank you.
Freedom.
And of
fuck
course,
yeah.
we can't forget our favorite scooterist. It's Bagel.
Howdy ho, kids.
And don't do drugs.
Well,
Or do.
Some drugs are okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to get real quick to one topic before we get into the Stumpistan, because somebody here got a new to them bike.
I did.
Who is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's me.
It's you. Hey, John, what did you get?
I got a 2005 DRZ 400.
With
Wow.
4 wheels.
Yeah, with 4 wheels. So it's a 4-wheel drive.
it's got a steering wheel. It comes with a steering wheel.
Yeah. So it's got both the Supermoto and the dirt tires. So
Cool.
Emma graciously helped sort it out today. And
So
yeah.
what did it need?
It needed a carb clean, basically. It's been sitting for about a year with California gas in it.
Right.
But it's not quite right yet.
We're not quite there. It's not.
So,
yeah.
and you didn't get to report to Emma. So now's your chance. Report to Emma. Let's see if she can diagnose
So
it.
it's dying. It's not coming on idle. So basically, you let off the throttle, it'll just die out.
Yeah, and that's a very, very common problem with the FCRs. Because the idle, the volume screw is up underneath. It's kind of right in the middle of the float bowl at the front. It's impossible to get to because the bloody electric start's in the way. And so the cure, and I will show you what to buy, you can get a remote. You can get a remote idle mixture screw for them. And it's the weirdest thing. It's kind of like a flexible cable.
Yeah, like a little flexi thing that comes out.
Oh, yeah.
with a
And you
knob
can
on the
actually
end.
adjust the mixture on the fly, as it were.
Is it slotted? Because I have that weird
No, it's a
right
thumb
angle.
wheel. It's a thumb wheel.
Oh, okay.
So does that mean I got to pull the carb again?
No, we should be able to do it in situ. But
No.
yeah, you might have to. Sorry.
Bummer.
It's a 2005. You'll get used to it.
Well, also Doug wrote it, and he had an opinion.
Yeah, he said it seemed like it was running too lean. It needed to be fattened up on the low end.
So how long has this bike not been ridden?
At least a year, maybe as much as 2. But it was ridden pretty regularly before that.
So you're not going to have it ready to go by tomorrow morning when we go dirt biking?
I didn't even know we were going dirt biking
No, I
tomorrow.
was going to tell you now. Hey, John, we're going dirt biking tomorrow
Oh,
morning.
great.
And, I would suggest that you could kind of slug it and give it a try dirt biking. But the problem is you'd have to change the wheels as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to take
You don't want to go dirt biking on 17-inch wheels, Liza.
Yeah, that's the truth.
What?
Well,
Yeah. So you you got to get that ready. But Zach gets to go dirt biking tomorrow.
First time being dirt biking too.
Yeah,
fun.
thanks to
Oh,
Jim
should be
who
blessed.
brought over the TTR.
Oh, no. Good needs to be ridden. It'll be a lot of fun.
So you guys going to
Appreciate it,
Hollister
Jim.
or where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to
Yeah, let's do
disappear from the sort of family reunion for a morning.
And it's
Zach,
usually
you
quiet.
Yeah, you don't break easily, do you?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I
very
only
good.
broke my thumb, so
Okay.
we should be good.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
He looks quite a durable young man.
We'll get it on.
would
We'll get
hope
it on
so.
video. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think we can throw him around pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get a GoPro on the helmet, maybe.
And it should be really quiet there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like
Well, we
really
always said every year, we say, oh, don't go 4th of July. It's going to be crowded. And we go, and it's not.
Yeah. Well, it's only green sticker now too, so it's amazing what a difference that makes
Yeah.
when it's green sticker. But
Yeah. And so, Zach, just so you know, where we're going is actually a very large park, much like a ski resort with all these
Right.
different runs. And it's a whole mountain range full of runs.
Very excited.
It is. And there's a lot of cliffs you can fall off.
Might have to look out for those, but I think we'll be good.
Yeah, it will be good. Oh, we're starting to get people. Hey, David, how you doing? I know I got you on mute right now because you're in the car, and it was making some feedback because you're listening to the speakers. Will you be getting to your destination soon? You're just going to have to gesture. Yes, he said yes. Good. Well, we're going to get some more people. And John, I want to say you have a cough, but you're getting better, and it's not COVID.
No, it's definitely not COVID after 4 COVID tests.
I actually, funnily enough, I didn't hear you cough at all today, John.
Yeah,
He
I
just
was.
coughed into the mic. So
No,
I was gonna say, when you cough
I-
away from the mic.
I heard you make a couple of botty coughs.
Oh, I did some of those too. Yeah.
Yes, but
What?
you never heard the botty cough.
What? No, what is that?
It's a cough that comes out of his bottom.
Oh, okay. So, Jim, I'll ask you to be my. Should I tell my story from yesterday or not?
the cake fart one or the other one?
The other one.
Yeah, you should. It's a pretty good story.
I should tell the story?
It's actually a great story.
I'm not. Would you just hang on?
And there
Wait.
is podcast
Is it the
history.
story
Look,
I'm
the box
thinking
is
of?
gone. You actually took Craig out of the cardboard box.
Yeah, the box is gone.
I'm actually. I hate to sound the voice of caution, but I
You
think
don't
there might
think
be.
I
should? Oh,
I
yeah.
think there might be some legal implications
because there's
here.
some laws broken.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you may want to. Well, now it's too late.
Just say it, and if the worst happens, we'll bail you out.
I'll just give the short version of it. Here on the mantle we have the ashes of Bosley, who was a big part of the podcast, and used to have sitting next to the ashes of my dad, who died last year.
And your dad and Bosley spent a lot of time together.
But instead, we did a memorial train ride. That was his favorite thing to do, and I handed out baggies of his ashes to people on the train ride,
And it's a beautiful train ride.
and asked them to
Well-
discreetly release them alongside the tracks.
And hang on, you should explain that this isn't an Amtrak train ride. This is
Historic
big,
redwood.
It's big trees. It's a compound locomotive that goes up in the mountains. It was an old logging railroad track. And now, of course, the logging's long gone.
It's a tourist train, and we are in
It's
an
beautiful.
open car that just comes to the back of the bench seats and the benches along the side. And ask people to discreetly dump them over the side. Some people weren't as discreet, and some people happened to choose a moment when there was a gust of wind.
Yeah.
So let's just say there were some people who got a face full of my dad. Some of which some of which were not anyone from our party. Some of them that were in the car behind us.
Oh, no.
There was some pissed off people.
Yeah. Especially the guy that ended up with a tooth in his mouth or something. I'm sorry.
It was pretty funny. But the end of the story is that I had prearranged on coming down that the train actually runs past our house, but continues down the boardwalk where it deboards. And I'd asked the conductor if we could just stop at our house and let our family get off. So everyone got off, but I had to stay on the train to go down and retrieve my scooter that was down there.
That is awesome that they stopped the train for you.
They stopped the train for
That is cool.
for the Miller party to deboard. And then as they left and everyone thought that all the scofflaws were gone, now they started talking amongst themselves. And I overheard somebody say, "Is that the people that was throwing something over the side? No. Did they get kicked off the train?"
Did you tell them it was just a gender reveal?
But I love how one of the party guests, an older woman who, when confronted by an angry guest who got my dad in her hair, I say, "What exactly was that you threw over? I need to know." She said, "Sand." And just was so proud of that.
Yes.
She held her ground. So anyway.
Well done.
Yeah, that was my trip. Yeah.
I thought it was a great tribute to Craig, too. I thought that was really cool. You guys did that.
Yeah, and actually, Zach, your mom probably got the most of it on her.
It was my mom that threw it over the edge. Yeah.
Oh, nice. What was her reaction when she chucked it? What was her reaction?
Well, at first she didn't even realize what happened. I just turned around and I see everybody getting crop dusted in Craig's house. And I look back and I'm at that point laughing with tears in my eyes. Everybody else looks back and they just see this giant cloud of gray ash.
That's awesome.
There's this
She
one
kind
lady.
of threw it up in the air.
That's right.
Yeah, when she was putting it over the edge, she had the bag open already, and so some of it got on the railing and on her shoulder and
It
her
just
hair.
covered her hair and her shoulder.
It sounds like a bad cocaine movie or something.
It was.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
There was
my
a
gosh.
lady wafting the air and coughing too. So
Oh, no.
it was just an amazing sight to see all around.
And were these part of the group, or were these just random
Those
people
were just
from,
the random
from
people behind us.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
This will be part of Miller lore for the rest of your lives.
My God.
That was
Yeah.
a great memory to have. I loved it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that's what kind of scofflaws we are. But what a great time. So John, congratulations on getting a DRZ. Now, you just have ridden it a little bit, not a lot. Let me ask you this. Do you think that this would have been a better bike to have over in Pakistan?
Oh, yeah.
Better than the CB150F?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
So I wanted to take a moment to talk about the CB150F. That's what everyone's riding over there. Emma, I don't know. I was trying to find out how many other countries have a license from a big Japanese dealer, but it's not a Japanese bike. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
well,
they do.
and that's what makes it unusual. Honda have plants all over the world. Most of Hondas ridden in the Benelux countries are actually made in Belgium.
Well,
and so on and so forth. But the Atlas is almost like an autonomous brand. I mean, I'm looking at an Atlas and I'm looking for familiarity with some models, and there is none. I think it's its own thing.
so yeah, Atlas is a Pakistani company, and then they license Honda, so it's Atlas Honda. And some of the smaller bikes that they make, like the CG70 or
Yes.
CD70 or the CG125,
Cash deposit.
yeah, those are common in other places. I mean, it's the 70cc,
Yes.
that we're used to, the Honda.
Right, and the CG125 is a very durable little engine because, of course, it's pushrod. It's
Yeah.
not an overhead cam engine. So that Honda got a lot of mileage out of those CGs.
Yeah, so those are all over the place, 70s, 90s, 100s, 125s. But then a few years ago, they Atlas Honda designed the CB150F, which is unique to them.
Right.
It's not a bike you find elsewhere in the world. However, the styling is somewhat similar to like the CB500F that Evan has across the street. So you didn't like that, John?
Oh no, I loved it. I mean, I did. But I mean, you asked me if I would rather ride a DRZ, of course. But that little bike, that's the toughest little bastard in the world right there, that thing. Because we put that thing through everything, and it kept coming.
Yeah, and just to clarify, this is a street bike with street tires.
Yeah.
This is not an adventure bike. It's not got beefed up suspension or anything. But we do things to it.
Yeah, and
it becomes a race bike. It becomes a dirt bike. It becomes a touring bike.
Becomes a mountain climbing bike.
Yeah. So let me see, David. I'm gonna unmute you. I think you have to hit that. So, David, what was your take on the CB150F?
It being a stout rider, it definitely probably went to maximum impact on the shocks and the entire system. It, other than the high altitude issues that we knew about ahead of time, going through some of the passes, it was rock solid, and it basically was something you're going to start it up the next day, and it's going to start. You're going to abuse it all day, put it away wet. It's going to start the next day. But no, it handled everything. It really did.
The other thing is amazing too, and we don't think of riding at 150 and like passing cars on the highway, but you do that.
Sometimes you run into cars.
John, we're saving that.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, we're going to roast you, but that's why I want to talk a bit about the bike first. And it is it's a full size. I mean, full size ish. How did it fit you, John? Because
it was fine. I the only thing I would do different to that bike is I wish it had like some kind of a dual sport tire for the amount of dirt riding we did, and some shocks would be great. If you did those two things, it'd be the perfect bike for Pakistan.
It looks like a little Nighthawk. Like
it does look like that,
but a 125.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and you can look up the Atlas Honda. Let's see. Oh, we got another one joining us. So,
and don't they make a gazillion of those a month or something crazy?
They make like $1 million a year.
Yeah.
But all the different bikes. Let's see. I'm going to check with Moin, make sure he's joining us. It is 6 a.m. for him, and I was talking to him a few hours ago, so he may not be up. Hey, Aaron, thanks for joining us. Hey, so we were just talking about the CB150F and what a great little bike it is. Aaron, what did you think of it?
So I thought it was actually pretty fun. It kind of sucked when we got up in elevation, but otherwise it was a good time.
Yeah. So, John, here's why I asked if you thought you'd rather be on the DRZ. If you were going faster on any of the roads you're on, would you still be alive right now?
I don't know, guys. What do you think?
No, we actually we spoke with Fahad about that a little bit last night before we headed out from Pakistan, and it was like, if we had a stronger bike or a faster bike, would you then multiply the number of opportunities you had to get into a bad situation? Mm-hmm. And I think probably, I know that there would have been some in-town passes I would have made much more easily, but I also think I would have gotten too comfortable with the dangerous situations.
Yeah, and that's what I've found, and I've ridden with people on bigger bikes there, and power isn't your friend there. It really isn't. Having the smaller bike prevents you from doing stupid stuff.
Yeah, I would have done a lot more stupid stuff on a DRZ, for sure.
Yeah. So, since this is your first time, John, can you describe the road conditions that you encountered?
It was extremely varied. So it went from just amazing asphalt, I mean, anything you'd find here, to Jeep trails with baby heads and, just ruts and water crossings and all the adventure stuff that you kind of think about when you think about adventure riding. And then there was insane city driving, with just cars everywhere and without any seeming sense of lanes anywhere. And then there's, then there's just potholed roads. And one set of roads was like super slick first day. I think a lot of people went down that day.
Just polished smooth.
Yeah, it
from
was
years
like
of traffic.
It was like riding on marbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like every type of riding that you could want to do.
And that's why I say having a bigger bike, there's more opportunities to get into trouble.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Well, one of the guys found
bless you.
He did he's a mathematician, so he did the probability of crashing was, if you guys remember what it was like 0.7 times greater the closer you got to Moin.
Yeah, I think 0.7.
So Moin is connecting right now. He's coming in, so he can't defend himself yet. But just to say, Moin rides in the front. Everyone follows him, and Moin is an extremely talented rider.
He's amazing,
and he's also very knowledgeable and experienced on these roads. So he tends to ride faster than maybe some people should.
He was definitely the rabbit, and we were the dogs chasing him for sure.
Now, I gotta call you out, John, because I told all y'all, don't take the bait, don't follow Moin. You're strangers in a strange land on strange bikes. Pace yourself. John, what did you say when you got back? And I said, I told you to take it easy.
I said, I don't remember.
You said, but we're dudes.
Exactly. So I knew I wasn't going to keep up with Moin, but I wanted to beat all these guys. So
yeah, and I heard you kept asking how I did on each road too.
Oh, we did.
Did Liza do this? How did she do? How did the other girls?
And my goal was to go
do?
somewhere that Liza has not been.
Are they better riders than us?
Yeah, we did. Yes.
You have to remember though, when I take the chick stand, I take like some very renowned, famous motorcyclists. You guys, just a bunch of guys, nothing personal, but you know.
Well, I think one interesting parallel, because you're like the veteran now. You've been doing it a bunch, but I can remember the first time you made the trip over, and it was still a bit of a mystery to you. So I'm sure John had a lot of the same kind of like eye-opening, like demystifying it, right? Because you both had wonderful experiences there. But,
so let's ask, David, let's get your take. What did you think of the traffic through Abbottabad?
Okay, so I actually Abbottabad was intense, but I made a 20-minute video.
Yes, you did.
From my perspective, making that ride, and it was like the most. It's like somebody combined a whole bunch of Frogger machines and said, "Just go ahead." Oh,
that's exactly right.
Awesome.
Let's throw a few more things at them, and this time have two of the ladies walking across just stop in the middle of the road and then get into a cab. But it was wild because there are 2 lanes, and that was a divided road. So 2 lanes
going in the same direction.
Yes, we're all going the same direction. 3 cars wide in those 2 lanes, and then motorcycles. At one point, we found, let's just take whatever might be a sidewalk, and we're going to make that a bi-directional motorcycle lane with pedestrian. And it was awesome. I think I hit 2 cars during that, but the next thing is we're all going in the same direction.
Do you get points for that? You said it like you win the game.
Well, I think that's because I wasn't injured. The cars weren't hurt because we're all going in the same direction, and everybody has this weird little bubble of safety that they have around themselves. It's like that's the space for Allah to be, and everything's okay. You bump off of people, they're like, whatever, keep going. But that traffic was awesome. By the end of it, I was in that flow mode, when everything is just natural. Kind of like when you ride dirt and you're really comfy and it just starts to flow.
It is. You want to, Aaron, you want to share some of the obstacles that you find on this 2-lane road? Because you got motorcycles coming at you, pedestrians. What else did you encounter?
It's definitely a lot of pedestrians. When you take some of those sidewalks or lack thereof, like there's anything and everything over there too.
It's not a sidewalk; it's a dirt strip.
Yeah, it more accurately defined as a dirt strip, sure. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff there. There's the ravines that are on some of the roads too. Yeah. So sometimes you can't use the sides of the roads because you'll just fall into like a 2-foot hole
or the abyss.
Yeah,
watch out for that.
Yeah, and you get rickshaws and every now and then
camels,
livestock. Yeah, just livestock.
And on the highway, even one of the highways we were on, we realized that the middle barrier had the K-rail stuff. It had gaps in it, and cows would just come through the gaps while we're riding. And a cow, and I don't know how many points a cow is, but camels.
I've talked about it.
So, if you can eat it at the end,
this is one of my favorites. Murray Road is a lot like Highway 17. It's a twisty mountain road. You get a lot of good speed, and then add cows.
Oh gosh!
And sometimes goat herds.
Yes.
And monkeys.
Yeah, exactly.
Monkeys?
Monkeys.
Oh yeah,
Get
monkeys.
out! I didn't know that.
It's a trip,
For
man.
real.
Yeah.
Driving past monkeys, looking at you.
Are they like poo flinging monkeys?
They're mean little fuckers. There's very
they
much-
are.
yeah.
This is in Pakistan. There's monkeys.
There's
Yes.
Pakistani monkeys, yes.
Never
Poo
knew that.
flinging apparently.
Yeah, on the side of the road.
Just everywhere.
Well, not everywhere.
everywhere.
I think the
Up in
poo
the
flinging
mountains.
is a British influence.
Up in the mountains.
Certain areas.
Oh,
Well, that's how we deal with our enemies.
okay. Hold on. We have been joined by world famous Moin
The
Khan.
motocross champion of Pakistan.
Moin, how are you?
Hey.
Hey, so
Good.
did you
Hey,
wake up for
Moin.
this, or have you not gone to bed yet?
I haven't gone to bed yet.
Dedication.
Nice.
Thank you. So, Moin, just to recap, we have talked a little bit about the CB150F and what a great bike it is, and how people, the death rate would go up if they were riding anything bigger or faster. And then we talked a bit about all the obstacles you face in the Abbottabad traffic and the livestock on Murray Road. So now we're caught up. So now that we got everyone here, we can get kind of a synopsis. John, overall though, how was your trip to Pakistan?
It is undescribable. I mean, really, it's the mountains are. I mean, they're sacred. That's just the best word for it.
It's hard to describe the scale.
25,000-foot mountains surrounding you. It's just clear blue skies. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The roads were fun. I mean, there was a lot of challenges. Like the section through the plains. Is it Desai Plains?
Diosai.
That was probably one of my favorite tracks through the whole time. We're at a high plains. I think it's around 10,000 feet, and it's just glorious. You're running by yaks, and you got mountains surrounding the valley. It's an incredible. But above and beyond everything else, the people are just precious, and they're welcoming, and they're honoring, and it was just it was healing to the soul to just be there with the Pakistani people. It changed me forever.
I'm glad you had that experience. David, how about you? What was your overall synopsis? What are you telling people, like your elevator pitch?
Basically, and I've had the opportunity to do this several times now with people, is to go, yes, culture, food, people. Those are the things that are the takeaways that you might not expect, especially to a Westerner, when you sign up to go on a motorcycle tour. Mm-hmm. Most people are like, all right, I'm going on this to ride a motorcycle. Yes, in a different country. Yes. But you're actually coming away with much more than a motorcycle tour. This is a cultural expansion for me. It was, but also it was, the ancillary fact that I got to be up close and personal with people who spoke a little bit of my language, spoke mostly Urdu, and were still just like all out into what we were doing. And I know we had at least one Pakistani magnet, or a selfie magnet, you might call it. Anytime we would stop, there were tons of crowds around him. And I'm not sure why, but there's something about it that actually brings you down and makes you go, you know what? All these people are awesome. And one of the things I tell whenever we talk about disparity, especially in the West, is that I saw kids that were as happy as any kid could be. And they were playing and having fun. And Moin even took some of them on in a race with a tire and a stick. It changed me in a way that is going to be interesting to see how I can apply it in my everyday life, but it is significant.
Yeah. And so, Aaron, for you, what was one of the highlights? What was most memorable moments for you?
So, I mean, the views were absolutely incredible, and that was super memorable to me. I really did love the Outside Plains, and I thought that was really fun hitting those Jeep trails. But really Shimshaw, because that scared the shit out of me.
So let's
That was
let's
literally
get into
terrifying.
this. Let's talk about Shimshal because it's a fairly new road. Moin, it's only a few years old, right?
Yeah.
That they carved out the side of the mountain.
Yeah. They fix the road every day. Every 2-3 days, there's a huge landslide, and they make the road around it. I mean, there is no road. I don't think there will be any road over there ever. It's a very, very extremely landslide prone area. So
I'm looking forward to it, and I have not done it yet. So you got that on me, John. It is what I think many people would describe as a death road in that it's basically on the edge of a cliff and there's no barrier.
Right.
And you can run into landslides and anything. But to me, that is just a great adventure and I'm looking forward to it. But there's a lot of people who are intimidated by that. So Aaron, you said that was one of your highlights. What describe the Shimshal Valley Road?
So it's basically cliff sides to class 5 rapids. So if you go down, you survive that, then you get to enjoy the rapids. So there's a lot of that, but it does go down in elevation too. So you can have a little bit more time to look at what's around you and not be too terrified. But the terrain goes from a lot of gravel to some pretty thick sand, and just everything in between. It's wild.
Yeah. So basically, this is above tree lines, Moin. There's no tree. There's trees. There's no vegetation. There's no bushes. This is rock, gravel, sand, carved out of the side of a giant rock, gravel, sand mountain. Yeah, which is why there's so many landslides. So was it challenging? How did Aaron? Were you prepared to ride a road like that?
So I think I had probably the least amount of off-road experience than everybody else. So I took a dirt course. That was one of the things I think you guys had recommended to do. So that was my experience coming into this.
Yeah.
So I had actually 0 off-road miles before this, just off street. So I don't think that I was prepared. But that, I don't know what we did, probably like 2,400 kilometers, probably the most instructional, experiential miles that I've ever ridden on a motorcycle.
Yeah. And Moin, this is how many hours on this road? And it's not all cliff. There are other terrains. How many? Is this like a 5-hour trip?
I don't think it's that long.
I think we did it in about 3 hours from Pasu to Shimshal, about 3 hours. We also had a little tea break in the middle. The tea was really bad.
And was there some big water crossings that you guys did?
Yeah, there was a number of water crossings.
How was that?
It was tricky. It was tricky.
Did anyone get wet?
Oh, I got wet.
Oh! Did you fall over?
No, sort of.
Okay, define sort of.
Well, it was super slow speed, and my front. I was in the water. My front wheel got stuck in a rut, and I just sort of tipped.
That would be falling over. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, I'll take it.
So you got wet.
I got wet. Yeah.
And did you guys laugh at him?
Moin did.
Always.
Good. I think Moin was the only one to see it.
Nice.
I have that video, and it is proof. He didn't fully crash. I was kind of bummed. I wanted somebody to really go swimming,
So, John, did you find that challenging? Because you've been dirt riding, Hollister, and all that. I always say that the hills, riding the Hollister trails, is a perfect primer for riding in Pakistan. How did that?
I think there's fun challenging and scary challenging. This was more like fun challenging for me. And the only issue is, Aaron's right. You've got to make sure that your eyes are on the road, because if you start to look at the cliff, you're going to target fixate and go flying off that thing. So I just always tell myself, look at the road, look at the road, look at the road. And then the water crossings are always tricky because you just don't know what's underneath the water sometimes. So,
yeah.
But it was great. They had suspension bridges; they were fun to ride across. I would do that again all day.
So, David, for you, what would you say was the point that maybe the biggest risk, or did you ever get to a point where you kind of struggled, or
Well, I am an older rider. Even though I have some advantages in that I'm much taller than John, but that's not an advantage because it's just farther to fall to the ground. But I also am one of those people. I have my my risk assessment ladder.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And because of that, I know that I've had crashes in sand that have ended a trip for me. So I was more cautious than others, but I conquered sand and gravel and water on this trip. But whenever it came to the day through the national park with the Jeep trails, and it came to Shimshaw, I decided to take the, I don't know if I'm going to call it the safer route, but I actually rode in a sport vehicle because I knew that it wasn't that it was beyond my abilities, but I knew making that long trip, it would be beyond my ability to maintain focus for that whole time without coming out, just absolutely beat up by it, not by crashes necessarily, but just by the physical exertion. So it was a good experience for me. And it also, by the time we got to the end of it, I have more confidence in my riding ability than I've ever had. Especially those little bikes are awesome. Just to take them off road was awesome.
No, and that's, Emma, you're about to drink I think that's an old coffee.
No.
Is it?
No, it's today's coffee.
I want to make sure. All right.
No, thank you. Thank you for looking after me, Liza.
I know. That is something, though, that is smart. And on my upcoming tour, I've been building up Shimshaw. It's going to Death Road, and it's going to be awesome. And some of the girls are like, I don't know if I want to do it.
You should just call it near death. Don't call it death. Call it near death.
Challenging. So, David, I think it would be scarier in the Jeep because the road is about as wide as a Jeep.
I will confess, there was at least a couple of 30-second portions where I just looked at the headrest in front of me on the truck because I didn't want to look outside. Benny was an amazing driver, and I don't know how he's so good, but holy crap, he's good. But I still could not look because we were right at the edge, and being in the back seat where you can lean out the window and look, if you imagine the cliff and you're riding on the cliff and you think, oh, it's straight down. No, these are actually, some of them are kind of undercut.
Cantilever backwards.
Over time, it's actually shifted over a little bit toward the cliff side. But we were inches on the mirror hitting the cliff on the one side and then inches from the drop off. And I found myself just going, I can't look. I can't look.
Moin, how many times have you done Shimshaw Road now? Is this your second, third?
I think third, yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah.
What do you think? How challenging is it now that you've done it a bunch of times? Should people be scared to do it? David, you're saying no. Go ahead and do it.
Oh, I think so. I think after seeing it, remember, the truck is as wide as the entire path, but the bike, as long as you don't do, and I think Moin talked about this, as long as you don't get too close to the cliff, the raised side next to you, where your handlebar might hit it or something, you're probably golden. Now, you might be on top of that center where the two ruts of four-wheel vehicles have created a little mound in the middle, but I guess Aaron can speak to what it's like to go over to cross that. But after doing it, I think it would be awesome to have ridden it, and I would definitely ride it if I had the chance again.
Yeah, I would definitely say ride it. So I only got to do it on the way back because I wasn't feeling good on the way there. So I just did it once, but, somebody with not a lot of off-road experience, I think it's something to, it's humbling and you should approach it, kind of with that risk assessment ladder that David talked about. If you're super uncomfortable, this doesn't feel like it's for you, don't do it. But I think most people, if you do it, you're not going to be upset about it.
Right.
You're going to love it. I mean, everybody who did it loved it. Nobody had negative things to say about it.
Well, and I want to talk about some of the other highlights. You guys got to
wait before we move on. Yeah? I want to say about the payoff.
Oh, the payoff at
the Shimshaw Valley. It was, you're coming through these rough roads, kind of very deserty looking, and then you pop into this little verdant valley. First thing you see is like these these houses with wildflowers just kind of out through the distance with 25,000 foot mountain peaks on the other side. It is it just the payoff is incredible. Now, and even for us, so we showed up, checked in with our host, had a little lunch, hung out, and I got to say Jimmy Kahn and was with us also. Mm-hmm. So that evening, while the full moon was coming up over Shimshal Valley, we've got Jimmy playing music, incredible. And then you had local musicians show up also. And they started playing their music, and then some of our guys got up and started dancing with the local musicians, and it was again one of those moments where you're like, this is a lifetime moment that's like a memory that you're always going to remember. It was so precious, and so just awe-inspiring to be there in the middle of all that with all that culture and the beauty of the moon and the mountains, and incredible.
John, did you cry?
I shed a tear. Yeah, it was. It's just one of those moments in life that I'm going to remember forever.
So there's two great passes you guys got to go over, Babusar and Kunjarab. And these are some of these squirrely roads that go up to tops of mountains. But you're on carbureted bikes. How was that going up those roads?
It was slow. Is what it was. The poor little bikes. I mean, they're doing the best they can, and especially carrying my fat ass over that mountain. So. But it was slow and tedious.
Now, did you get any support from mechanics?
Yeah, we had mechanics with us,
but they didn't do anything to help you at altitude.
No, they didn't do anything.
No, I've had conversations with them, and they actually say it's best to leave it like it is. Because I've asked to have the airbox worked on. They're like, nope, this is just leave it the way it is. Riding faster isn't a priority there.
Right, gotcha.
Just making sure the bikes are operating right. That's what they do.
Priority one. Yeah. Okay.
And I did not even rejetting.
No.
But I did have an issue with mine in that, again, I'm a big piece of payload, and the bike was doing everything it could. But at one point, I started paddling my feet, thinking that would help.
Yeah.
But when we got to the top, and I forget which pass it was, Papa actually came out and removed the air filter.
Right, that'll do it.
I've asked them to do that before. I might insist this time.
Yeah, you just have to remember to put it back in the next day.
But here's the thing, and those little bikes, they'll get you up. Now you have to get down the other side.
Right.
Yep.
And now you're doing these switchback paved roads. Did you guys race down?
A few of the guys,
of course,
raced down. Yes,
because now you're carrying speed.
We are, yeah,
and these hairpin turns on a cliff, which is pretty fun.
And there were more than a few low sides, I'll say, on our trip.
Ooh.
Okay, so you brought it up. How many accidents did you have on your trip? And I wanted to thank you. You carried on the Band-Aid ceremony.
I did, yeah.
So every time somebody crashes, we would have a ceremony that night, and you put a Band-Aid on your head. And it's just it's a hash mark. And I always say, my saying is, bad riders crash. Good riders crash and get back on. Right? They don't let that stop them.
Right.
I just want to say for the record that Moin crashed.
So
it happens.
Let's just start with you, John.
Yeah.
How many crashes did you have?
Well, it depends on how you count.
Moin, how many crashes did he have?
You include getting backed into?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I wouldn't count that one.
All right,
Backing into getting T-boned.
So the T-bone was
into a car.
T-bone was a legitimate crash. So I was.
Wait, you T-boned a car?
Well, this is what happened.
Let's go back.
Tell us.
So
Okay, give us.
it was day one. We had crossed, and we're headed into Nazar.
Naran?
Naran, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a huge dam project there. So they're building a massive dam, and it's kind of a shit show when you get around the dam.
So it's a lot of dirt roads.
A lot of like
you over the
super
river,
slick dirt, snotty,
that are muddy. That dump trucks are going on and everything. Yeah.
So I'm cruising along, and there was a white car on my left, and one of those big, huge Pakistani trucks that are all painted beautifully on the right. And there was probably about 4 foot to get in between, so I was kind of going in between. And as soon as I started in there, the car decided it was going to come to the right and started the sandwich maker. So my choices were either I hit the truck or I hit the car. So I'm thinking, I'm going to hit the car. So I ended up hitting the car in the back, and the guy was happy to meet me, I'll say.
So how were you? How was the bike?
The bike was fine. I was fine. The car was dented, but nobody was hurt.
Did you dent the bike with you, or dent the car with you, or the bike?
The bike.
I don't know, John. I was behind you. I think it was you, bud.
I don't think so. Really? I don't. It might have been. I don't know.
So, I mean, I have a question, and I mean, it's known the world over that.
Please don't chastise me.
Nobody's going to chastise you,
Thank
John.
you.
I will.
But everybody knows the world over that the Pakistani drivers love their trucks.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have this image of cars being this just rough-hewn shape of what cars used to be.
No, this was a Corolla.
But I mean, because it's kind of a contact sport driving out there.
Yeah.
Are the cars generally in good condition, or are they just completely destroyed everywhere you go?
I will say I saw a lot more really nice cars than I expected to.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'll join in on this and say, for the people who are of a certain class or status, they can afford a Prius, a Corolla, these modern cars. And these are people who may be touring up to the northern area, which is beautiful. Locals are driving like these mini, what do you call them? Minivans, Moin.
Right.
Those minis?
Suzuki.
Yeah.
Suzuki.
They're about
Suzuki
4 feet wide.
Well, no, I mean, it really wasn't a comment on the affluence of the cars. It's just we've talked a lot about crashing and, contact sport. And you can only fix dents in cars so many times before you say, I'm done fixing this and I'm just going to let it get dented.
You don't see many car accidents here. It's a pretty weird chaos that somehow has some sort of form to it, and everybody is trying not to get their cars scratched.
Okay.
I think I don't know. What would you guys say?
I can, if I can interject. My experience riding in Pakistan was that everyone knew how much room they needed around them, whether they were in a car or a bike or a pedestrian or whatever. And everyone just kept their distance and made sure that there was this little buffer around them. And everyone just kind of moved along through the road at their own pace, however they needed to go. And everyone got there. And, I liken it to fish swimming in the sea, where everyone just swims right alongside and just goes along, and no one has to hit anyone. You just keep a little distance and you're good.
I can actually, I can envision that. Many years ago, I used to drive a 45-foot long bus around San Francisco. And of course the tourists were absolutely terrified by it, especially ones from Europe. And I said, it's not as bad as you think, because when you drive around San Francisco, there's actually a rhythm to the traffic. There's a rhythm to it. And all you've got to do is you've got to figure out the rhythm and go with it. And you're okay. And I always used to say to them, I want you guys to think of this bus as being this giant Buddha of the road. And then everyone's just kind of milling around us. And that's kind of how it was. But it was very, very rare that, again, in San Francisco, with all that chaos, that you rarely see a fender bender.
Yeah, there's a rhythm and a flow. And once you kind of get that, then it's a lot easier to navigate. But there's something else that you have to look out for that you can't always get.
Cows?
No. John, what else did you hit?
I had a dude.
Oh no.
Was he happy to see you?
He was very pleasant.
Okay.
No, so what happened was, just cruising along. I forget where we were. About I think, or
that's usually where people are in the road
or around one of those. Yeah. So, and I'm just like cruising along happily. Wasn't pushing it.
Was this a rural area?
No, this is in the city.
It was in the city.
And dude just steps off the sidewalk and just walks right in front of me
without looking.
Honestly, he was on a cell phone.
Oh no.
So I was able to emergency brake, so I didn't like totally kill him. And
did you knock him down?
Oh yeah, I knocked me down too. Yeah.
Oh damn!
I did not know this.
You didn't know this?
This happened.
This happened. Remember the day we went to McDonald's? It was that day.
Oh, McDonald's is up on Murray Road.
Oh wow.
That one?
Well, that was the same day, but this was early in the
has
day.
the jet in front of it?
No, I don't. Yes. David says yes.
Okay, so you're lying in the road in a bloody heap.
No,
as is he.
So I was able to slow down to like 3 miles an hour. So I got it down to like super, and I laid it down.
Okay,
and,
So it was just like
and
a
I
little-
just sort of
little
took his legs out from underneath him.
okay.
So he hopped up, I hopped up. You okay? He goes, yeah, I'm okay. And then we just moved on.
All right, so how many Band-Aids are on your helmet now?
Well,
oh, wait, there's more?
We have to confess.
What?
Or
You ran out
You
of
ran
have
out of
to-
Band-Aids?
No, on the second day, John is like, okay, Moin, here you go, the Band-Aids. You're going to do the ceremony now. And then the ceremony never happened. Or rarely ever happened.
you know, part of it was, honestly, it's some of the guys were feeling bad about Band-Aids. So I decided,
No,
we're
it's
not
up to you.
gonna do
For me,
Band-Aids.
it's a point of pride for me.
No. But I think Band-Aid is a Liza thing. It's not a Moin or a Stumpy thing.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
And I think Liza, I was so fucking uncomfortable doing the second day when I tried.
Well, hold on.
It seemed like a few guys were going to beat me up, and I was like, okay, fine, I'm not doing this.
So, David, how many crashes did you have? Because you already established you're a mature rider who goes at your own pace.
Yeah, I See, I was really proud of myself.
See, there's a story again.
Yeah, there's a story, and you're a great prompter. So, after the Band-Aid, I was like, I haven't gone down. That's awesome. And then in one day, I went down 3 times. I had a 0 mile per hour falling out of a water canal that I had put my front tire into and thought I could just ride over the edge of it, but it was made of rock. And so rock said, no, you can't. And I just fell over. And then a faster one where I had to choose between driving into a bunch of a mound of baby heads or turning into one of my fellow riders. I chose the baby heads.
Baby heads are small rocks, if people don't know what that is. Not real baby heads.
Actual baby heads.
Yeah. Doll head. Maybe doll head's better. And then the third one, I went down in sand going up a hill where to keep my speed up, I found myself all of a sudden behind cars that were stopped. And I tried to keep my speed up by going around, and all I did was bounce off of one and end up. All I can say is it was a front end hitting of a vehicle, and then I opened my eyes and I'm looking at the side of my engine, and I was under the bumper of the vehicle. And I will say though, even though Band-Aids weren't a thing at that moment, that was another moment for me that is defining, because at least 6 men were out of their vehicles helping to pull me out, had the bike off to the side of the road already sitting up and had me up. And I thanked each one of these people as though they were my guardian angels. They were people who didn't know me, had no reason other than maybe to get this guy out of the way so we can drive. Yeah. But they stayed with me. They took the time, and that was pretty awesome. So no injuries that came out of all this, other than maybe some bumps and a little rash through my mesh. But it was I didn't have any really exciting get-offs. I kind of wish I had a story other than the story of
that's
Goodwill.
pretty good. You ended up under a car. Yeah, no, that's pretty scary.
That's the weird part.
John, did you mention that one of your fellow riders, you rode around the corner and found him face down in the dirt?
Yeah, this was scary. So we were in the plains, and so Moin was going first, and then this gentleman was going next, and then I think I was 3rd or 4th behind them. And so when I came across, there was basically an uphill with a I think a left or a right on the top of it.
And this is dirt gravel.
It's all dirt, yeah.
Yep.
And so when I came across up on top, I saw him face down in the dirt, motorcycle next to him, not moving, and I'm like, oh crap.
That's never how you want to see a fellow rider.
No. So he, the best that we could tell, I think we all tried to reconstruct what happened, but I think he came over the top of that hill. He was one of the better riders, so I think he was riding a little fast, trying to keep up with Moin, and he must have hit a baby head or a rock or something and went down. And he low sided, but he face planted. And it was, I thought we're going to have to get a Pakistani helicopter out here to get this guy out of here. So, but finally one of the guys there was an EMT. So he showed up and we turned him over and he came to and ended up having a concussion and we took him to the hospital later that day.
Was this, Moin, was this from Skardu going up to DSI before you get on the flat area? Because when you're going up that road and it's a bit squirrely and some switchbacks.
This was Jeep trails, I thought.
This was actually, we crossed Deosai from the Astor side.
Oh, okay. And came across.
And from Astor side, you remember the Shoser Lake on the right?
Yeah.
It was maybe 20 minutes past it.
So I don't know if I've told you this story, John, and Moin, we'll see if you remember. When we were riding on that road and I had gotten, you had let me loose and I was way ahead of the group. And this was on my first trip when there was just 4 of us riders. And I was so far ahead, I thought, I should stop and wait for him to catch up. And we got to some of these switchbacks that are going down the hill. So I went down the switchback down below, parked my bike, ran back up the hill, and kind of hung myself over the cliff's edge with my hand reaching up to the road, like I crashed.
Oh, geez.
And here, the next one comes along is Moin. I reach my hand up like, help. And he just goes, hi, Liza, and keeps going.
That's awesome.
I was like, dang it. I think he was already up to my tricks by that time.
He was watching. He set it all up.
Yeah. I was being all dramatic, reaching up. Oh. I know.
And remember Noman's crash in Deosai?
Oh, yeah. So Noman crashed.
That was a bad one.
It wasn't even like a scary place. It was pretty much just you're just going up over the plains. But he happened to crash and hit a rock of some kind that actually punctured his abdomen. Oh. I think his jacket came up and it punctured his abdomen.
Oh, man.
So he's laying on the ground, and he also snapped his front forks when he crashed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But fortunately, in that group, that was the first Chekistan trip, we had a first responder, a veterinarian, and a cardiac surgeon.
Oh, wow.
Who all assembled around him, and took care of him. And you couldn't have a better crew to take care of you.
So filling up the hole, repairing the bike, and spaying, neutering.
Well, he went into the truck. He went into the truck after that. But I remember at one point them having to cut necrotic tissue and repack his wound.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, they took care of it. But it's a reminder that you can get hurt. So, Aaron, please tell me you're the one who didn't crash at all.
No, I was the first one to crash.
Oh, there it is. All right. How many crashes did you have?
So I had 3 crashes.
Okay.
All in different types of crashes. So I was happy at least for that. So I wasn't the same mistake each time. I think so. I crashed the first day and I was trying to follow Moin and then another guy who was too fast for me. So I was like, okay, I should probably not do that anymore. Mm-hmm. The second one was a switchback coming down, whatever that mountain is outside of Naran, Moin.
Babusar?
Yeah, Babusar.
Yeah, Babusar. So, and a testament to the people there. So it was a low speed, this was a low side. And then this guy was just walking up the hill, immediately comes over, helps me pick up the bike, and he just says, slow down. These roads are dangerous. But it just, everybody always tries to help you, if anything happens, they're always helping you. And then the third one was the one that was probably the most painful. So this was deeper sand, and I made the cardinal mistake of letting off the throttle. So I lost the front end. It went left, then right, or rather right, then left, then right. And then when I let off the throttle, it dug in and just threw me down. So I had a pretty nasty bruise on my right leg for a while. But I got back on the bike. So it wasn't, anything terrible. But one of the things that was great too is because there were so many experienced riders. After if I would have a crash or if I didn't feel comfortable on a terrain, I would just ask the guys. I'd be like, what are you guys doing? The people that were staying up, the people that were riding really quick or just, seemed like they really knew what they were doing, and everybody was super helpful. that was another great kind of just a resource on the trip. We have the sport vehicles, but there's just a wealth of knowledge and experience that you can tap into as well.
Yeah, pretty much each day it seemed like dinner was a debrief almost. But yeah, it was nothing but knowledge, and that's how I overcame my sand issue, because of listening to everybody. And I was like, okay, well, here's sand. I can't get around it, so let's try it. And it's like, wow, this is fun.
And I don't want to glorify too much crashing. Crashing is bad, but this is an adventure ride, and it is a challenging ride. And hopefully everyone comes away better riders because of it. Would you say you're a better rider now, John?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was 1,500 miles of varied terrain. So you really, and the other thing to remember is we were on street bikes with street tires, so riding into dirt. So I felt like I was really much more confident in dirt after that.
Yeah. Well, now, do you still think on a bigger bike you'd be better off? Because a lot of these stories you guys are saying, I'm like, if you're on a bigger bike, you would have been charging harder.
Well, the only benefit to a bigger bike is a little more suspension.
Yeah.
Then that would have been great.
That could be. So we were talking about how beautiful it is there. Did any of you get to a point like I have where you're like, another mountain, another river, another valley? Yeah. It's overload at how epic it is.
I remembered you saying that. Go ahead, Aaron.
Sorry. I don't think I ever got to a point where I was like, oh, this is just another map. Like, oh, this is just another this, another that. It was just nonstop, just beautiful, all types of shit. Yeah. It was great.
So, I'll start with you, Aaron, because you were just speaking. Where's home for you? Where are you calling us from tonight?
This is Philly.
You're in Philly. Life-changing experience?
I knew it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%. Oh, you knew it? I didn't even say water.
I'm a Philly boy. I knew it right off.
All right.
Oh,
David.
Yeah? Oh, let's tell you.
Yeah. Grew up in Wynwood. What can I say?
Right. So
I'll tell you. It's awesome.
David,
nice.
Where are you calling from?
I live in Atlanta, but right now, for Liza's benefit, I'm 20 minutes from Blood Mountain in North Georgia. But yeah, I'm an Atlanta person.
Okay. Life-changing experience?
Absolutely. Yeah, I see things differently now.
John?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and this was more than the riding was incredible. I loved the riding, but the cultural engagement was key. And especially because we got to do a few things. So we went to a music school that Jimmy Kahn is working with in the Hunza Valley.
Nice.
And we, some of our listeners helped. We raised $1,200 for
nice.
For musical instruments. So we got to go there and see the kids. It was just great, and then the other special thing, and I know Liza's done this. We went to a rug weaving women's co-op and got to meet the women and see the rugs and see what they do. She's in her house is, or one of the houses there is an 800-year-old place. It's just, so it was great to see those kinds of things too and be part of that. We had a yak burger. I mean, where do you get to eat yak burger? So
were the hunky brothers there?
I was attracted to them. They were good-looking men right there. No joke.
So, Moin, dear Moin, you've kind of you're devoting your life to this, to changing perceptions about what it is to be in Pakistan, aren't you?
I think it's happening in the process. I'm just
you're just riding the wave. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, I know. I mean, it's a different agenda is basically who you are, and I think that sums you up perfectly. How does this make you feel, knowing that you have changed so many lives and so many perceptions about your home?
I think it does feel amazing, but I want to see how in the 70s and 80s and 90s, how the world used to come together in these mountains, which we lost for a few decades. So it's slowly coming back. This is the first year. There are 1,400 climbers from all over the world are coming to Pakistan. This is the highest since 2001.
Wow.
So things are changing, and when you guys come and experience the locals here, the people, the love. Riding is what we like to do, but it's like Stumpy was also saying, it's about connecting with people, just hanging out with them, and so it's a beautiful thing. I really enjoy it.
Moin, I wish you would stop calling him Stumpy. We call him Hotshot around here.
Yes. I heard you gave me another name too last week too.
We had a couple
yes,
of
that's what I heard.
Johns there.
Yeah, didn't you call him
Crash Test Dummy?
Oh, CTD.
Thomas.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. You're listening to all this. Are you intrigued? Are you interested? Do you want to go to Pakistan?
No. I mean, let me rephrase. Yes, I want to go to Pakistan.
Yeah.
It sounds fantastic. Am I too close?
No,
Too
get
far?
closer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it sounds fantastic. I do not want to ride a bike there. No way. I mean, what you all are describing is like I can't imagine doing that. But
I think you could do it.
I'm a novice, but the traffic and the cliff, the whatever, the crazy.
Yeah, Shimshal.
and
Well, no. Here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. Moin, we are presented with Thomas, who is a mature gentleman. Very, very nice man. Very, very nice man. Perhaps a little bit on the conservative side with his riding, and only been riding for 18 months or 2 years.
A little over 2 years.
Could you navigate him safely through Pakistan?
Liza has met him. Liza remembers Suleiman.
Yes.
I think he's a testament to being able to ride with absolutely zero experience. He told me over email that he's been riding motorcycles, and when he got to Pakistan, he told me he had ridden a Vespa scooter 20 years ago of his father's.
Yeah, Thomas, just so you know, we're about to start on our journey, and he leans over to me and goes, "So what is this lever here?" He points at the clutch. What does that do?
No.
And I'm like, oh, crap. And I took 5 minutes to have him teach him what a clutch and how to shift was, and then we started the journey.
Oh, okay. I could do that then.
Wow.
Well, no, I mean, you can do it and survive. The downside is that he rode so slow and he was afraid to get out of second gear anywhere that oftentimes we would get to our hotel and our truck with all of our gear had to follow him and would be 5 hours behind.
Oh.
So I'd get to the hotel and have to wait in my boots and everything until the gear came. He was able to do it successfully, but it was a damper on everyone else, which brings us to, there is another part of the trip that you did that you didn't ride. You actually got to drive.
If you're talking about Moin's track.
SA Gardens. So for those who don't know, Moin has the dream job. You cannot imagine a better job. Moin gets to create racetracks. All right. So there's not a lot of motorsports in Pakistan. So he has a rich guy with land who gives him money and says, build me a track. So he built a motocross track, held a motocross race, and boom, now Moin is a motocross champion of Pakistan. And then he said, I want a road track. Design a road track. Moin built a road track.
Awesome. Now he's a road track champion of Pakistan.
No, they got mid-engine Hondas. They got go-karts. They have drift competitions. Great. Let's not stop there. Hey, let's get a rally truck and build a rally course. Moin, are you the rally champion now?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I just build that track.
Yeah. So Moin gets to just build all these things and fill it with vehicles. So you guys got to go to SA Gardens. So what did you get to drive? All right, see you, Jim.
I'm going to take off. Everybody
all
have
right,
a
thanks.
wonderful 4th.
See you, Jim. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you both, too. Yeah,
see you tomorrow morning for dirt biking.
Yeah, dirt biking.
Yeah, I'll check in. Right. So, SA Gardens.
Yeah, so Aaron and I were a little bleary-eyed when we got there. We were the last ones to show up. We actually met in Heathrow, and then we're on the same plane over there. So by the time we got to there, we were, I don't know about you, but I was pretty wore out until I got in the car, of course. So, Moin throws us in these cars, and it's this cool little, like, bigger than a go track, but not a full, like, racetrack either.
Moin, what are these cars? They're Hondas, right?
I think Corollas.
Oh, Corolla.
Yeah,
okay.
No, the one at the track are a Honda 660.
Do you know what that is, Emma? It's a mid-engine, right?
Turbo.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know those cars.
Yeah, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, not enough power to slide it so much, but enough power to have fun. They're all manual.
Yeah, and very good weight distribution, so they handle very well.
Yeah.
Good cornering. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And right-hand drive.
So basically, we just showed up and we're like, Moin's like, go for it. So we all just took time.
Here's some race cars. Have fun.
Go have fun with those race cars. It was awesome.
Yeah. But literally the first time I'd ever been in a right side drive car. And so I'm like, all right, oh yeah, just go. Just you'll figure it out.
I'm hoping
It was the same for me.
I'm hoping there were no crashes at the track.
I don't think there were any crashes at the track.
Well, somebody lost a rear wheel on the go-kart.
That was me. I lost a wheel.
Okay, what?
That would be an underpant filling moment. I would have thought.
I didn't notice for like a turn.
Okay.
Started waving at me.
Yeah, then that next turn, it really got you.
Yeah, this feels different.
And did you get to try the go-karts?
No, he didn't let us do that.
Go-karts are scary. Emma, you remember what held the track record at Laguna Seca for a long time?
A go-kart.
A go-kart.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the G forces you can experience in a go-kart are just amazing.
Well, we got to try the regular go-karts, but not the road
Not the souped up ones, yeah.
Yeah, not the Rotex.
Yeah, I mean, the souped-up Rotex go-karts are just nuts because you've got all these ridiculous amounts of power and your arse is about a quarter of an inch off the track.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And no matter how much you try and flip or spin them, they just keep hanging on.
They just stick?
Yeah, they just stick.
Nice.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I think that's the funnest thing I have on this track. I have a 125cc Rotex 2-stroke. It's a screamer. Yeah, it's crazy. Nice. It's too much grip, too fast.
Wow.
Man.
So did that break you guys in that you got to like drive and experience the track?
Yeah, I think it was a good entry into the whole trip. Because then after that we went to the Hunza the border ceremony.
The Wagga border ceremony.
Yeah, and that was.
Oh yeah.
So, but who had the best time on the track?
I don't think we actually kept times.
Oh, so your competition hadn't started yet?
No, we were still trying to feel each other out.
Yeah, I can't wait to do that. I'm going to go there. Moin, what are you building next there?
I am coming to California right now.
Nice.
I'm off. I've taken a break. I was at the track today, but I was just racing. But first thing, I'm back from the States. I'm gonna build a long course, enduro course sort of thing.
So you need you need flat track.
I need some help with you from you.
Yeah, you need to do a flat track.
Yeah.
Because you could do speedway, you could do all that stuff on that. Just a nice oval. And then I'd like to see ice racing.
Oh, God.
That might be a challenge in Lahore.
Ice racing can be done at Atabad Lake in
there
January.
There you go.
There we go.
Nice. So
it's frozen.
Does anyone here? Do you guys have any questions for them? Because Zach, you're a new rider.
Yeah, I've been riding for like 2 months, 3 months.
How does this journey sound to you? Does this sound pretty crazy?
Well, I'm not really good with heights, so the cliffs.
Just don't look down.
Let me tell you the trick with the cliffs. Moin, I discovered this when we were doing like Kalash Road. Everyone's trying to hug the inside of the wall, and you get a lot of like potholes and dips. And I found the smoothest part of the road was right on the edge of the cliff because the tire above the tire track. And so everyone just thought I was crazy, but it's just smooth and kind of flat. You know what I'm talking about, Moin, right? You just kind of ride right along that. It was the easiest and fastest. And everyone thought I was crazy. I'm like, no, I'm not having to dodge or, pivot around stuff.
Just don't.
Well, yeah, nobody's that crazy to get close to the edge. It's going to be real smooth for you.
Moin knows what I'm talking about. No, it was just,
It'd be a hard no for you.
No, I mean, I would still do it. I just might crap my pants, but...
Right. Okay.
Everything's a new experience.
Well, you'll do that
And
afterward anyway.
What about you, dear? Do you think it's something you might be interested in having a go at?
Yeah. Do you want to get into riding listening to this?
I mean, definitely, yeah. That sounds really fun.
Yeah,
but
adventures.
I just need to start first.
Yes. Right. Well, we'll work on that.
Yep.
So,
We'll get him there.
Well, life is an adventure, darling. Life is an adventure. So
we haven't covered everyone. Moin, how many crashes did you have?
Oh,
You had two. We're going to call it two.
Which one was the second one? Remind me.
It was a big tip over, is what it was.
Oh yeah. 2 crashes for sure.
Yeah. And how did you crash? What happened?
I think you lost the front end on one.
Lost the front end on one, and this second one, the bike fell on me, and then somehow I fell on the bike.
Oh.
So that was like an accordion situation?
I was just joyfully laughing when it happened. So
no,
John was right behind me, weren't you?
I was right behind you then. Yeah,
he was right behind me, parked.
This is quite unusual behaviour for you, Moin. What led to this chain of events? A little too much testosterone, perhaps?
I think so. I was trying to keep up with a couple of guys.
I see.
Jason was the troublemaker for me.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
Chuck,
It wasn't Chuck. Chuck had to have been instigating Jason.
So I will come to Moin's defense, which will also be my defense. I have only crashed twice there. I've been 3 times. I didn't crash the first trip or the last trip at all. But the second trip, I crashed twice in one day. In fact, on that last day, we had 7 crashes amongst the group. And Moin was one of them. And this is the thing. It's not always about your control or making a mistake or anything. And it's not always about the condition, like hitting a pothole or a cow or something. Sometimes it's the unseen. And I believe this one crash, I was following Moin. We had crashes and we said, we're going to take it easy.
Well, you guys were racing, I heard.
No, at this point we weren't really racing. However, we had been in the heavy traffic. And then we finally got out of the traffic, and you tend to pick your speed up once you get out of traffic. It was faster moving, but there was still a lot of cars. But we weren't like hopped up or racing. But Moin was in front of me, and we're in a downhill sweeping left turn. And I saw Moin just the bike just went out from under him. And I went, oh crap, Moin went shoot, and then my wheels went out from under me. And I think it might have been diesel in the road, maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which you can't see and is slick as snot. So that is, there are things that we're not used to. Right. And those, slid out. The second crash was 100% my fault in that we were on a mountain road and it was a tight right turn, and these roads are carved out of the mountain, and many times in these turns, and you experience this, there's literally like a water pipe and water coming out of the mountain, and this is a place where people often gather to fill up their water. There's so much water flowing everywhere, so this pipe flows out, and then it tends to just kind of flow across the road. So I'm going into a turn, I went, oh, water, I don't trust it. And rather than trusting it and leaning the bike, I tried to put the brakes on and scrub speed off. Ooh. The rear wheel went out, and I just slid, and then I'm not really stopping because it's water, and I see the mountains, just the edge, not the cliff, but the wall, just coming at me. And luckily, the bike hit it first, and then I hit the seat of the bike. I just slid into it, and then I quickly lifted the bike up because nobody saw it. And I kept going. But unfortunately, I think Olio was in front of me. She heard this. And they're like, what happened? I'm like, nothing. But my leg was wet.
I think that first day we must have had, I don't know, 8 or 9 guys go down. That was a rough day.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing
that
too.
Was scary.
Jim Eckerman, one of the first people who did Moin's tours, who came, and this is how I got to know Moin. One of the earliest shows we did with him called Bumpy Roads and Broken Bones. First day of riding, and they're not even started the journey. They're just riding around town without gear or anything because they're just around town. And he came up behind like a rickshaw, turned in front of him in traffic or something, and he just applied the front brake as we do with our bikes.
Don't touch the front brake.
That went out from under him, and he broke his collarbone.
Ooh.
So he spent the entire trip in a truck with a broken collarbone because he did not want to miss the trip. Yeah. But it reminds you that, these tires, these road conditions, you have to watch out.
Mm-hmm.
Or the metal bridges, even.
Metal bridges. And I remember when we were coming back on the trip when I was riding with Olia, and we got lost. We missed the turn because we were so far ahead. But, this is one of the great things about Pakistan. I never felt like I'm screwed because I'm lost. I'm like, I can always ask anybody for anything, And so our plan was, let's just pull over and wait. Sure enough, Moin sent out scouts who found us. But I remember riding on the road, and it's a perfectly paved road like you find in our mountains here that we ride all the time pretty aggressively. But it was slick. And so we were riding dirt bike style. So I don't know if you did that, John. Mm-hmm. We were riding dirt bike style because those wheels were sliding around a bit. And I don't know what that is, Moin. Why is it slippery like that?
The road, there's no maintenance. The roads are very slick. There's ice and snow and then sun, and it's just dirty roads. No maintenance, I think. It's just really slippery, shiny.
They just get polished, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I would excessively bleed off speed upright before a turn because I was like, I'm not touching the brakes once I'm in the turn.
Yeah.
Well, I want to, we're running out of time, so I want to make sure I give everyone a chance. I want to go around. John, we'll start with you. This is your opportunity to share a story or talk about a highlight or give a thanks or something.
Sure. A couple of things. I just, we got to just thank Moin and his team for the hospitality and the way that they took care of us. There was one spot where I had a skin issue. I won't get into it on here because it's pretty nasty, but Aaron knows. But I went to the hospital. The doctor opened up the hospital, and then he diagnosed the issue, drove us to the closed pharmacy, opened up the pharmacy, went back to the hotel with us, and made sure I knew exactly what to take and how to take it. And that's just an example of how wonderful just the people are there. But Moin is gracious, and his wife is wonderful, and it was a trip of a lifetime. So I we're probably going to do more of these trips, I'm sure, in the future.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to say.
So we would love to have others join us.
Are you going to go back?
I do want to go back. I don't know if I can do it every year, but I do want to go back.
Great. All right, Aaron, how about you?
So I have, I guess, two quick stories that I thought were really fun. So there's these really kind of abrupt speed bumps in Pakistan, but what Moin taught us is the trick to jump them. So you just kind of load up the front suspension real quick beforehand. And it was really fun to do that in front of groups of kids and watch pop, big ass wheelies on them, which was a great time. And then the other story I wanted to share is definitely a shit moment. So I was coming around it was a right-hand turn, and I had come in too hot. Kind of the line that I was given was on the outside part of the road. And I don't know if you had seen these, but occasionally there's these like grapefruit-sized rocks, and they were just piled up on the side of the road. And I just went through one of them, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm just going to blast through this and just fall. I didn't. I just rode up it and got like 3 feet of air, somehow managed to stay on the bike. And then we came to a stop afterwards. Like 2 guys behind me, they were like, did you mean to do that? And I'm like, absolutely not. They're like, holy shit, that was some Evel Knievel shit. You just were up in the air. And it was crazy. But I do have to also, thank Moin, to the podcast as well. This was definitely life-changing. And it's one of those things I talk to people about this, and they're like, Pakistan, like, why? And I'm like, I just start showing them pictures, and they're like, holy shit, just showing them everything there. I start talking about how great the people are, and it just slowly changes people's minds. It's great.
Thank you. And let's see, do you, David?
Sure. Well, I'll start with the obvious. Moin is the thank you that I have to give. Not only without his influence would I have not made a trip like this, but also during this trip, he and his family and the crew, the support crew, they made everything easy. Like anything that came up, there was a solution to it. There was never a moment where I felt like, oh shit, something isn't going to happen. No, I don't know. Moin, you are one of the best people I've met in my life. And I just purely see that as who you are. And I thank you for that. But I tag on a little bit with the support crew. I saw Papa and his hammer. And Papa and his hammer, his toolbox is his hammer, I believe. He has other tools, but seeing him pull out a hammer and then go and pick out the right rock. This was in the national park. He looked at several different rocks and he picked this one rock, and it was like the rock, and just dropped it and proceeded to straighten out somebody's brake lever or their brake pedal. But I did get to keep a souvenir, and that was my front brake lever that had become curled all the way into a C, and I'm gonna mount that and put it on my mantle as a great memory of how well we were taken care of, in spite of all that we had potential to, under anybody else's supervision, potentially had a trip ending situation. We were always taken care of. But yeah, thank you, Moin.
Well, and this might make all of you feel better because, Moin introduced you to some pants-filling moments. Mm-hmm. Well, Moin is coming out here, meeting me in Ohio for AMA Vintage Days.
So is Aaron.
Aaron, you're coming? Well, Aaron, I have arranged a pants-filling moment for Moin. I don't know if you're aware of this.
I'm not.
We have a listener who is prepping his CR250 two-stroke dirt bike for Moin, who I have entered into the motocross race.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't have to ride my DRZ anymore.
Moin, how do you feel about this? Are you ready?
I am shit scared of two strokes. You know this. I was hoping for even a 125, but it had to be a 4-stroke. But Liza's surprises are always like this. And then John, thank you for the bike. He shared some videos of the bike, and just the sound of it was scaring me. Absolutely.
Yes. And
Let's see how that goes.
And also my Benelli 135 with knobbies that I said, do all sorts of stupid stuff on it. Go ahead. So yeah, I'm going to encourage Moin to do bad things at Vintage Days.
Awesome. I'm bringing my helmet and boots.
Yeah.
That's good. And if you see anything that says not a ramp, go ahead. Just
take it. Send it.
Yeah, send it. Not a ramp, for those who don't know, and this is a big shout out and thanks to Phil at Cleveland Moto and the gang there. In front of our campsite, he puts like a cinder block and a long plank on top of it, and spray paints not a ramp, and then just waits for kids to show up who cannot resist.
Yep.
Kids and drunk people cannot resist the not a ramp. And we just encourage them to go faster and higher and further.
I love it.
Yes, it is a lot of fun. Well, Moin, you're going to have a lot of fun out there. I'm glad that I'm going to be able to share this, Vintage Days with you. It's so much fun, but it nowhere compares to the gift that you've given all of us. Right. And not just for showing us, your country, Pakistan, is wonderful and beautiful, but how well you take care of us. So I really appreciate that. I hope you don't expect that same care back. I'm going to be like, here's a sandwich, and see you in a couple days. Hope you don't die.
Put the sandwich in a Ziploc bag, and he can be the new two-stroke man.
Yeah, two-stroke man.
I got to shout out Liza too, though. Liza, I just appreciate you pushing us to do this.
Oh, thank you.
This was a life-changing thing, and I love it how you sort of taken this on as a cause to to support Moin and his work in Pakistan. So thank you.
Well, and it is such an amazing opportunity. But it also goes back to a mantra that Jim and I have kind of adopted, which is just say yes.
Right.
When an opportunity comes, say yes.
That is the sacred yes.
Say yes, exactly. What a great experience. And if anyone else is interested, Thomas, if you're remotely interested in going on a trip, you can sign up for trips at adifferentagenda.com. Moin, I know next year's trips they're kind of duplicated from this year's trip. There's one that's called Stumpistan that I'm not planning on being on, so hopefully you're going to sort that out. But Moin has different trips in different places, and he keeps finding new places to go, like Shimshal Valley, that not many people have visited.
Amazing.
Which is so great. And he will cater and curate a trip for you. If you don't want to ride motorcycles and you want to ride vintage Vespas like Bagel did, he will create that trip. If you want to ride bicycles, he will create that trip. If you just want to hike, he'll do it too.
And I am tempted to do another Vespistan.
Oh,
Stumpistan trip.
Stumpistan.
I think it's time, and I will need maybe 2 years to build those Vespas.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right. So maybe in 2 years we'll do that.
So yeah.
Maybe next summer. I think we need to sit and plan for sure.
So John, now that you've been on this trip and you've seen it, and you kept saying, "But Moin, did Liza do this?"
Uh-huh.
What you didn't ask was, did Bagel do this on a vintage Vespa?
There is no way I'm ever going to be as badass as Bagel.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. The vintage Vespa on those roads.
Yep.
They did that.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
A whole nother level.
Bagel.
Well,
Indeed.
Again, Moin, I wanted to thank you for creating such a wonderful trip. I highly encourage anyone who is interested, go to adifferentagenda.com. And if you don't see a trip that's right for you, but you want to go, reach out to Moin. He will make a trip for you. Right, Moin?
Inshallah.
Exactly. Inshallah. Yeah. Aaron and David, thank you for joining us as well and sharing your stories.
And thank you, Moin, dear Moin. You've been on the show so many times, and it's always a pleasure to see you.
It's all my pleasure. You guys trust me with your lives in Pakistan. So thank you for coming and taking a look for yourself. Thank you. 100%. Thank you, guys.
Well, I have a Motorcycles and Misfits top tip
Here we go.
for you, Moin. Do not entrust your life to Liza at vintage days.
Great advice right there.
I feel this is valuable advice for you.
I'm really scared.
Yeah, be scared, Moin. Be scared.
You're going to be drunk, naked, with a firecracker on your head in the middle of the night.
He's already agreed to that. Yes. Stop.
Yep.
Liza didn't tell me any of this.
You
Liza
might
didn't
end
tell
up
me
drunk, naked, with your head on fire,
Yes.
and you're going to love it.
It's better than
Or
a...
half naked with the Evil Knievel jacket too.
Yes.
No, it's going to be an awesome time. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We're going to get to some emails. You're welcome to stay, or if you want to jump off and go to bed like Moin should.
All right.
And Aaron, I look forward to seeing you at AMA Vintage Days. It's going to be
I
a
can't
blast. Is this your first time there?
Yeah, first time.
Good. Well, make sure you bring a motorcycle to ride around.
I have a couple of questions for you guys.
Yeah?
Sorry, Aaron was saying something.
That's fine. Go ahead.
What's your question?
Go ahead, Moin.
I wanted to know from you guys how your Lahore experience was. The weather is pretty terrible, and I myself would rather take you guys up in the mountains for 17 days rather than 14 days. So I just want to know overall, compared the north and the south, what do you guys think is Lahore should be a part?
And so the two of the highlights and the reason that I want to go to Lahore, and I know why Moin's talking about this, the Wagah border ceremony and SA Gardens were kind of pretty cool. So you're saying would it be worth it to scrub that and spend more time up in the mountains, Moin?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
So I don't think you can skip the border ceremony.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing, but it's important to understand like the culture of Pakistan.
There you go.
And how much the people in Pakistan love their country, and just understanding like their relationship with India. And it's, I think for like a holistic trip, you need that. You can't scrub that off.
And I want to paint a picture for those who haven't been. The Wagah border ceremony is the border with Pakistan and India. And imagine these guys like rangers in these military outfits, like parade outfits.
Full regalia
and very big hats. And they're doing the, Thomas, you'll understand, the Ministry of Silly Walks.
Yes.
They are doing this grand marching expedition, and you're in a stadium with the border and the basically the gate in the middle of the stadium, and you got the guys on Pakistan doing it and the guys on India in their own uniforms mirroring them and trying to out march each other and with amazing mustaches and flag waving and a stadium cheering, and the Pakistan side trying to out cheer the India side, and then they throw open the gate and they shake hands, and it's another day of peace between these two countries.
And how often does this happen?
Every day.
Every day.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Rain or shine.
Rain
35
or
years.
shine.
That's great.
It's pretty impressive.
So I would say,
Yeah.
I enjoyed Lahore. I think if I would have got there a little earlier, it would have been better because I was just pretty wiped out by the time I got there. So I wish I could have been there sooner. But I think I agree with Aaron. It's such a historic part of Pakistan and such part of the story of trade and of history, and it kind of paints a picture that sort of sets the tone for the whole trip.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would keep it. And that's my opinion. I would never want to miss out on the big cannon, obviously, and but it's also and I know Lahore is hot, but that helped me to acclimate really quickly, so that when we put all the gear on, it wasn't a shock. So it helped me personally.
Interesting.
But I loved everything we saw.
So, and real quick, I want to put the young guys in the room here on blast. Let's see how good you do. Just know, I could not have passed this test when I first met Moin. Okay. So let's start. Zach, where in the world is Pakistan?
Isn't it like to the top left of India? Or, I know it's above India, obviously, because India's on the bottom, but it's to the right of Israel.
What continent is it on?
That'd be Asia?
Oh, he's doing pretty good. All right.
No,
pretty good, right?
All right.
It's Utah education, darling.
No. So, Clark, now I'm going to try you out. So we've already mentioned the border with India and the border with China. Can you name any other countries that share a border with Pakistan? And I'll let you throw three guesses. If you can get one of them right. Go ahead, just guess. Come on,
He's
any
thinking.
guess. Just throw it out there.
Anything that ends with Stan.
That's true.
My first thought was Afghanistan. I was like, no.
Afghanistan?
You're right. Ding, ding.
You are right. Ding, ding, ding. Good job.
You got it.
Good job. I really didn't know where it was. I had to look
the
it up
others?
on a map. Let's see. Iran.
Yes.
Iran. Yeah.
And Kazakhstan?
China.
No.
Not Kazakhstan? There's another stan.
No, it's just China, Iran, India, and Afghanistan.
And Afghanistan, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pretty amazing trip. Well, we need to get to some emails. I'm going to let you guys go. Look forward to seeing you. And David, thank you very much for all the posts you were doing on Facebook, because Stumpy John was failing and I was following you along. So thank you.
David, Aaron, Moin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Great
Friends
seeing
forever.
you.
Thanks,
ya.
y'all.
All right.
Bye, guys.
We got some emails to read, and you guys are welcome to, if you have any answers to any of these. I will start real quick. And Bagel, you have yours queued up?
I do.
Great. This one is from Murray. He says, "Hey there, fellow misfits. How does it?"
Hi, Murray.
Hello, Murray.
It says, "How does that song go? Everything is good for you if it doesn't kill you." I don't know the song.
Oh, that's the "everything is good for you if it doesn't kill you" song.
Oh, yes. He said, episode 477, a question brought to mind something that happened to me about 35 years ago in my late 20s. I was relatively new to motorcycling and the proud owner of a sweet Z9 that I had rebuilt from a basket case. I'd had the engine rebuilt by a local shop, but did everything else myself.
Right.
With the engine running complete, it was time for a first service check and tighten down, so I took her back to the shop. The single disc front brake had also developed a squeal, so I asked them to pull and check and deglaze or replace the pads while I was in the shop. He's doing everything right so far.
That's so far so good.
He said, I picked her up at the end of the day, and being summer in Brisbane. Brisbane.
Brisbane.
Good eye, mate.
Yes.
You better get around here with a motorcycle.
The storms were already kicking off around the ridges, so I was in a hurry to beat the hailstorms home. That engine was sweet, and with new pads, the front anchors were quiet and responsive. Not even halfway into the 10-mile trip home through busy streets and rush hour traffic, I was blistering down a long downhill side street towards a T intersection with a busy main road. The light was red, and I was coming down the gears and pulling in the front brake when I suddenly lost all front brake pressure.
Oh, boo.
Nothing at all, and I was still going too fast. Engine braking and on the rear brake, fishtailing towards the traffic, streaming past the intersection in front of me. He says, I pulled up about 2 feet over the line as a city bus flashed past what I felt like about 2 inches in front of my front tire. My life flashed past at about the same speed. So what happened? Well, when the mechanic refitted the front caliper, it was positioned such. Do you know what he's about to say, Emma? Do you want to take a guess?
So there's one of two things that happened.
Yeah.
It was either a mechanical failure or a hydraulic failure.
It was positioned such that the flexible brake line was touching the sidewall of the tire.
And it rubbed through.
And it wore through. And so he says his mistake was not giving it a thorough pre-flight check. And what he says, which is very important after maintenance, even from a mechanic.
Absolutely.
And he wanted to get home dry, but almost didn't make it at all. So lesson learned, my next big mistake was selling that bike. Oh, well. Stay upright and stay safe. Cheers from Muzz.
Thanks, Muzz. You know, very good letter. And it's happened to, the best of us. Anytime you disturb anything on your bike, even the most mundane task, I need to change the spark plugs. In order to change the spark plugs, you could push a throttle cable out of the way. You could, push a gas line so that it's just hanging on by a thread. Part of what I do at the shop, every single bike that I work on gets a thorough test ride afterwards. And I can't do a 10-mile ride, but it's part of working on a bike. It's doing the test ride afterwards, making sure it feels okay. Right. But that is an unusual one. Do I have time for a very, very quick story?
No.
I'll save it till next time. It was a weird one involving hydraulic brakes.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear that next time. All right, John, what do you got there? And it has a very nice picture.
So this is from Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, Misfits. It's Mike D. from sunnier SoCal. I have a question for the scrumptiously delightful, unquestionably knowledgeable Miss Emma.
Oh, God. I say. Scrumptious. Truly scrumptious.
I recently acquired a 2014 T100 Bonneville from a friend of mine.
Oh, that's a good
My
bike.
other bike is a 2015 Harley-Davidson Road King.
That's a good bike, too.
I noticed it has what appears to be a choke, although I was told it's a fuel injected with a faux carbs. Miss Emma, can you please give me some clarity? What is it really? Should I pull it in? It has 2 positions and does rev up the bike at start.
That's all it does. So basically, it's a fuel-injected bike, and the mapping on it, it's good to start from cold, it's good to start from warm. However, until it's an air-cooled engine, well, actually, it's an oil-cooled engine. Until, oh, God, isn't that lovely? Look at that. Look at that. I bet you like that. Look at that, Zach.
Beautiful bike, Michael.
It's good, isn't it? Very popular amongst the youngsters. What do you think of that bike, Clark? Do you like that look?
Oh yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, it does.
What style of bike would you call that?
That is a cafe racer, darling. That is a cafe racer. When you pull that choke out, it does nothing to enrich in the mixture. It's not like a traditional choke. All it does, it's a fast idle. That's it. It's a fast idle. So until the engine builds up thermal efficiency, it just means it's not going to fall flat on its face. So my advice to you, in SoCal, there's no need to ever pull it out. Ever. Hot or cold?
You know, that just reminded me, a little side story. You may notice what's missing from the room right now. The fart button.
Yes.
Are we going to talk about that?
No. I gave it to a 4-year-old yesterday.
Yeah.
Liza.
That's awesome.
I remember this.
Who's probably worn the batteries down by now. Yeah. So, Emma.
I missed that.
So, we didn't finish with the email.
This one?
Yeah. No, there's a.
Oh,
it's
PS?
My friend Sellers told me it was fuel injected, but I wanted. But before I correct her, I want to be properly Emma-ized. Love the podcast, Mike D. P.S. About the bike, it has become my rider, as you can see picture. Its hindquarters were previously modified, but it's an absolute joy to ride.
They are.
Ratted.
They're lovely, lovely bikes. No, it is a fuel-injected bike. Very, very nicely fuel-injected, I might add as well.
And that's the 900? The T100?
Yeah. 865. 865. The earliest Bonnevilles were 790s, and that lasted, I want to say it lasted three years. And then they realised they were a tiny bit underpowered, although I like the 790s. They're very, very smooth and revvy. And then they become 865 flavour. And the 865s lasted from 04 right up until the complete revamp, which I want to say was like a year or 2 years after that. And then the Bonnevilles just changed completely. It's a complete new engine.
Fascinating story. You want to read your email?
Oh, yes, I do. Thank you. And this is from the anonymous Goose. What's
Talk to me, Goose.
What's okay, Mav. Howdy, Misfits.
Hey.
Thank you for taking so much time out of your days each week to make these episodes. You know, I know I've said this before. It's always worth repeating it. We're just here for the day. The exception, of course, is Liza, who works incredibly hard during the week.
Thank you.
To make sure that the content we put out is fresh. It's always interesting. And I mean that. I mean, I just show up on a Sunday and be myself. But the work Liza puts in, I don't know when she
100%.
sleeps. Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys pick up all the slack and
Wow.
We wouldn't be here without you, Liza.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yes.
So what you got there?
So each week to make these episodes. Truth is, I've had my motorcycle sitting in the garage for almost a year now.
Oh.
But I continue to listen to the podcast because the storytelling and edumacation factor is off the charts and always interesting. It's probably a silly question, but how can I make sure my bike sitting in the garage stays in shape year-round of its sitting 95% of the time? I got a Vulcan S 650. Love you guys. Interesting bike, the Vulcan S.
You know, it just made me think that
Yes.
this is a whole new program we can maybe start.
That's a good idea.
And I'm looking across the room at these young men and thinking,
Quite
maybe we need to
handsome,
start
too.
a program where you find
thank you.
a young guy who's willing to take your bike out for a walk every now and then. Kind of like a dog walking
that's a great idea.
service.
Gladly any time of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? That, Zach, would be a great bike for you, for your next bike, because, you know, the Vulcan S650 has got the same engine. I recommended, because you were saying to me, well, I might be ready for a little bit bigger bike. What should I get after the Ninja? The Ninja 300. And I said, well, you know, the Ninja 650 is a great step up, still a twin-cylinder bike, got a lot more power, but it's going to be very familiar. The Vulcan S is basically a Ninja 650 in cruiser clothes. So, a very similar bike. It's got that lovely twin-cylinder engine. And there's a little bit of sportiness to it. You know, the S is sports cruiser.
He wants a Ninja. Come on.
I love the sports-looking bikes.
Yeah, you don't want to do a cruiser.
But
no,
nevertheless,
I like to go fast.
so let's talk about what it is. It's a fuel-injected bike, which is a big plus. Fuel-injected bikes tend to not plug their fuel systems as bad as carbureted bikes. However, they still do plug. God, if your bike's sitting around for 95% of the time, it's two things that you're going to have problems with. Fuel and battery. It all boils down to fuel and battery. Make sure the bike has a good quality battery in it. How many times have I said make sure it's got a USO battery?
I've heard it 100 times.
Yeah.
Battery tender, or I tell you what, you're paying a lot of money these days for the name battery tender. I went down to Harbour Freight.
No, you're not going to say it.
And I bought this thing called a Viking.
Oh.
And it's a great battery. I love this thing because if you look at a battery tender, it's just got a light. It's just got a little light. The Viking's got this little screen on it. It tells you exactly what it's doing. So keep your battery charged up. Now, fuel, the swill that we get these days that masquerades as fuel, it's just terrible. And, of course, the ethanol in it makes a terrible mess with anything.
Yeah.
If you put a stabilizer in it, like Stabil, it does nothing to preserve the octane qualities, basically the burn qualities of the fuel. The fuel will still go off. What it will do is make sure it doesn't form deposits that can plug the system. So if your bike is sitting around 95% of the time, I hate to say it, there is simply no substitute for running it.
Yeah.
And if you could, every couple of weeks, just say to yourself, I'm going to devote half an hour to the bike. I'm going to devote half an hour every 2 weeks to the bike, go out and run it. A fuel-injected bike, if you just let it idle, it's not as bad as if you do it with a carburetted bike. I mean, if you let a carburetted bike idle for too long, you get a lot of unburnt fuel in the crankcase, and it's very, very bad for it. Fuel-injected bike, it's not bad, but there is simply no substitute for actually riding it.
I have a better suggestion. Why don't you think about listing it on Twisted Road or ridershare.com?
That is quite a good idea.
Now you can make a little money, but also you can get your bike out there being used. Did you guys know you can rent people's bikes? It's like Airbnb for motorcycles. So
what was that called?
Twistedroad.com or
Either or.
-share.com.
They're both great rental agencies.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Turo for cars?
Yeah.
It's exactly the same as Turo, but with motorcycles.
I would, suggest if you just get one rental every couple months, you're taken care of.
The cheapest bike I think I've seen on Twisted Road is like $40 a day.
Yeah.
And then it goes up to, I think the average is about $80-90 a day.
I actually have my KLR in South Dakota is going to be rented later this month.
Who sold you that bike?
Nice.
It was another snip from Mototown, if I remember.
Who rode that bike to South Dakota?
He did.
Not a murmur as well.
So we have time for one more email, and this one comes from Bagel. You know I always save the best for the last.
Oh, Bagler.
Oh, yes. I have an email here from Simon Vessel. And Simon writes, the following message should be read with a Swedish accent, whatever that sounds like.
No, it sounds just like that.
Simon writes, hello, Misfits. I'm writing to you from the degrisa stinking depths of my basement, where I'm currently working on a rebuild of a Peugeot SPX Fun moped. Google that. I'm currently somewhat drunk and sentimental, but nevertheless, I need to tell you that your company puts a silver lining on my rebuild process.
Oh, what great.
I bought this Peugeot moped with the mindset of learning more about mechanics in general and two-stroke engines in particular, but my end game is one day to have a real motorcycle. Now, to my question, my wife isn't very fond of the idea of me riding motorcycles. Mopeds seem okay, though. Have any of you guys ever had to sell the motorcycling to someone? And if so, what were your arguments? I'm approaching my 40s and a middle-age crisis is due any day now.
Oh, it's imminent. Imminent.
So any help would be greatly appreciated. Simon the Swede.
I have a suggestion for you, Simon. And I'm not sure whether you can get this film in Sweden. I'm sure it's available on YouTube. The problem is motorcycling to a lot of people conjures up image of death and destruction and Hell's Angels and just awful.
It does. If you see the movie Stone, that would just
exactly
reinforce that.
My suggestion is, and you can watch it yourself because it's such a lovely movie. Find a copy of Why We Ride.
Oh, there you go.
Why We Ride is a very good movie in that it approaches motorcycling in quite a cerebral way.
Yeah, have you seen this movie yet, Thomas?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Why We Ride. You should check it out. You should check it out.
I recommend it to anyone. There's a lot of very, very interesting characters in it, and it's really a very gentle introduction to motorcycling. Will it change your wife's mind? I can't guarantee that, but it might change her perspective enough that you can start the process. And remember, everything takes time. If she's okay with you riding your moped, well, if you can ride your moped for 6 months or a year without wrapping yourself round a tree, maybe you can persuade her that a 250 would be a better idea because it's got better brakes and better tyres and is altogether a far better prospect for safety than a moped.
See, I think there's a better way. There's another track he could take here. He could go to his wife and say, look, I know a midlife crisis is coming. So I'm going to circumvent that midlife crisis by investing in a motorcycle. And what that's going to do is make me a better husband and a better partner for you for the next phase of our life.
Is that what you used?
Wow. 100%.
and it saves you the expense of buying an Aston Martin.
Yeah, and it saves the expense of an affair.
I'm not sure.
That's true.
So I have another approach to this one.
Yes.
And I used it myself. About 3 bikes ago, my mom said, if you buy another bike, I'm cutting you out of the inheritance. Call their bluff. That's what I say. Call their bluff.
I'm not sure what Swedish people do when they approach a midlife crisis. I mean, in America, the joke is, you get a midlife crisis, you go out and buy a red Corvette.
Right.
But I'm not sure what you do in Sweden. Buy a Saab Turbo or something.
Yes, or you buy an old Volvo and you put a turbo engine in it and you drive it like crazy through the countryside.
Or you get an ex-Air Force Saab Viggen and you fly it over the neighbour's house.
Well,
we'll do that too.
I think the best advice is either John or Emma's. Just ignore mine. I think they have a much better approach.
But no, I think the key is to anybody, and this doesn't matter worldwide, is people are full of biases and fear of things they don't understand. And that can mean many, many things on political, lifestyle, food, just anything involving life. If they don't understand it, they tend to be fearful of it and tend to imagine the worst. So the best way is just to present a more positive side of it. And if you're trying to sell motorcycling to somebody, Why We Ride is a very, very good start. And it's quite an entertaining film as well. It's very different. I'm not sure whether I'd recommend on any Sunday to a complete novice motorcyclist to try and convince them, because that's a very different film.
No, Why We Ride is a great suggestion.
And definitely do not show her Hell's Angels on wheels. No.
Oh, Hell's Angels 69, though. That's the one.
Well, the other thing he needs to do is up your life insurance and then go to your wife and say, "Look, I've upped my life insurance."
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. So if I go down, baby, you're going to get paid.
But
Oh no!
funnily enough, it's far more of a real problem than you think, and it's very, very easy to vilify or almost criminalize the person who's doing it. But one of my clients, he had a beautiful black BMW touring bike, and I saw him the other day, and he's back driving a car. And he said, my wife just worked herself into so much of a worry with me on this bike. And he said, it got to the stage where she was in floods of tears every time I left on the bike. And I just didn't want to do that to her anymore, because she couldn't get beyond the fact that it was so dangerous. And he said, it's just far easier for me to stop riding and have a happy memory the short time than just continually upset my wife. So, it's a problem the world over.
This is why I've been married for 34 years. I married the perfect woman.
There you go.
There you go. Well, this is the time that I say thank you. First, I'll say thank you to John for saying yes when presented with an opportunity.
So glad I did.
And I'm just so glad that you've now joined the club that Bagel and I are in. And hopefully we can get you back there again.
Yeah.
But also for taking care of all the guys on that trip.
That was fun.
And Emma, thank you for running the garage for me today.
Oh, my pleasure. And
thanks for all your help too, Emma.
Emma's reign of terror.
And now
it will be the theme for today.
And now I can finally say next weekend we're going to be going to Laguna Seca. And the weekend after that. And then the weekend after that, we're going. Well, at least I'm going to AMA Vintage Days.
Liza, thanks for hooking me up with a VIP ticket.
Yes, you got a VIP ticket.
Nice.
Yes, exactly. But especially I want to thank our Patreon subscribers and all of our listeners and the people who email us these great stories and questions. I appreciate it.
And, to all of you, just thank you for being you. And I mean that from the heart of my bottom.
Yeah. And thank you, Thomas Clark and Zach, for joining us. I hope that was entertaining.
The Utah contingent.
So here's how it's going to work. We're about to go out, and when I point to you, say your name. That's all you got to do. So thank you, everybody. I think we're ready to get out of here. This is Liza.
Thomas.
Stumpy John.
Give it the beans, darling.
Zach.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool.
Cool.